Hi, I'm Dave Trimble with ATV On Demand, and today we're installing a Cycle Country manual lift snowplow on our Yamaha Grizzly 550 test unit. In case you missed our Grizzly 550 test, you can go back and preview that on ATV On Demand. Today we're installing the Cycle Country Work Power 2000 system. It's a manual lift system. Since our machine doesn't have a winch on it, we opted to go with the manual lift. They equipped us with a 60-inch blade. Also available for this unit is a 42, 48, a 54, a 60-inch, and a 72-inch blade. We will be installing the 60-inch blade today. The mounting kit we have today is specifically for the Grizzly 550 and 700. Soon will be available the Cycle Country Universal Mounting Kit, which will fit 75% of all the ATVs on the market. Now we've got our boxes open and sorted through the parts and trying to figure out the categories and where everything should be. We've taken our push tube and attached our link channel and the lower lift bar. So far in this process, I feel it'll probably be done in 20 minutes once you get your stuff sorted out. This time we're installing our blade point position lever in the bracket to the main tube. The process that should have taken approximately 30 minutes is taking us beyond that. Some confusion with the manuals. Putting something together, I would expect one manual to do this, and here we've come up with two manuals to put a 3.5 foot section together. We have a manual for the front and a manual for the rear, and it became a little overcomplicating trying to figure out which bag of bolts went with what specific part. So I would strongly suggest that you lay your stuff out and be a little bit more prepared in trying to put this piece together. It is simple once it is together. It is just a little bit confusing when you first get it all out. After removing your center skid plate, you will need a place to reattach your fenders from the bottom. Cycle Country did provide us with some P-clamps, and it was very easy to get them back up in there and get that on. I would just make sure that you do put those on there so your fenders aren't flopping and create a mess and get broken off on the bottom. Next we're going to install our bottom blade onto our snowplow. Next we're going to install our snowplow onto the push tube assembly. It's just a matter of 2 bolts. It's best that you ride your ATV on an angle coming up to the snowplow. That way you clear your handle away from your fenders. And then it's very maneuverable, easy to maneuver, and just slide it up underneath there to where you need it to position the pins in. Once you get your plow assembled pinned on the frame rails on the back on the plate, next step would be to put the strap on, run it through your cable. This would be your lifting strap. Yeah, it may not be enough. Now our blade's installed now, and we had to set precisely at 5.5 inches due to too high, let our handle hit, and had too much tension on our fenders. Too low, we was afraid that we was going to drag in the snow, so we went to 5.5 inches on the height. It seems to be working pretty good as where we're at right now. Now we're getting ready to install our skidders on, and this will be the final process. To angle your blade, simple process. Click this lever back, turn, turn. You have 3 locking positions here, left, center, and right. Simple process. The Cycle Country manual lift system's pretty simple to install. Probably would take an average of 30 to 45 minutes to put together. I use one of these myself. It does work. It's a great tool. If you have an ATV and you're not using it in the wintertime, I would strongly suggest, if you're looking for something to do, to go out and buy one of these and make a little money.
We didn't receive our Cycle Country Plow for testing until late last winter as the last snow was melting. Along with plowing snow, Cycle Country's plows can also be used for other applications, such as pushing gravel, sand, loose topsoil, or mulch. So for our plow's first test, we decided to scrape off several feet of 1 to 2 inch thick topsoil that had washed its way onto the concrete pad behind our house. The manual system allows you to raise or lower the plow faster than a winch, and it was surprisingly easy to raise the 60-inch 12-gauge steel blade. Scraping a hard surface puts a lot of force on the bottom of the blade, so we tightened up our tension spring some and we're off and running. While using the manual system, it was a big benefit having an ATV like the Yamaha Grizzly 550 with power steering, which allowed us to raise and lower the plow with one hand while we operated the throttle and maneuvered the ATV with the other. After several minutes with a power washer, we'll now have several more feet of clean, usable concrete space on which to work on ATVs. Thanks to our Cycle Country Plow, we were able to accomplish in about 3.5 minutes what would have taken us at least 20 minutes with a handheld shovel. After installation and our first use, the Cycle Country Plow seems to be well made and easy to use. Now all that's left to discover is how much snow we can push with it. We're planning on making some extra money with our snowplow this winter, and bet you could too. For more information on their products, log on to cyclecountry.com, or to order, visit your local dealer.